Welcome to My Own Zone TV and Happy New Year. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Doesn't that verse just stir up your hope? God is going to make a new way for us if we believe this to be true through Jesus Christ. Now get ready for some inspiring music videos, powerful spoken word, great health tips, and awesome interviews. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
From many other story told, so different from all the myths of old. When God came to earth 2,000 years ago, and He died, was buried and rose. Lost, you are the logic, you are the reason to the rhyme. Gave us trustworthy evidence, so strong can't deny. But it was pathos when you touched my heart. I came alive inside. You gave me hope and new birth, something to live for even after I die. The man that made the greatest claims that eyewitnesses saw His empty grave. When God came to earth, who died and took my place, this is singular in every way. Oh, lost for every question, you're the answer that I find. Jesus, you claim to be the truth and never told a lie. But it was pathos, a love so passionate that you down the light persuaded me that for eternity I can live with you even after I die. Those, you are the logic, you are the reason to the rhyme. Gave us trustworthy evidence, so strong can't deny. But it was pathos when you touched my heart. I came alive inside. You gave me hope and new birth, something to live for even after I die.
Hello, my name is Sonny Alkali. I'm a presenter, a narrator, a voiceover artist, a songwriter, and a singer. For me, voiceover is actually a passion. I just love doing voiceovers. I work with a lot of expatriates on reality TV shows. I work with South Africans, with British, and the Americans as well. My voiceover career has been very, very interesting. I've actually learned a lot on the job, having worked with different people from all over the world. Yes, as a professional voiceover artist, I look forward to working with bigger brands and bringing my voice to the international market. Please do feel free to hook me up on Facebook, Sonny Alkali. You can send WhatsApp messages to 080-3367-1287. On LinkedIn, it's Sonny Alkali. I look forward to hearing from you.
My name is Amy Galaby, and I'm originally from Houston. I live in Dallas now, and I have been writing songs since I was about 15, and I'm now 33, so it's about half my life. And I also started playing guitar at the same time, so yeah, about that long. And I would say being a fiction writer helps me with my writing songs, because with fiction writing, you're also creating a story. And so storytelling is really what songwriting is. So whenever I'm creating a story with writing with fiction, then I'm also creating a story with writing songs. So those kind of correlate together. performing on TV, live TV was really fun and exciting. That was for a Christian show. And there's been some other ones like going to music conferences, and I got to see Chris Christopherson at a folk conference, so that was exciting. I'm performing in Philadelphia or near Philadelphia next February, so I think that's going to be another kind of exciting thing to do. And I think just music has taken me to a lot of exciting places, like fun venues to play, and I've gotten to see other performers, like when I performed at the Texas Crawfish Festival in spring. I got to see Flyleaf, which is a popular band on the Buzz, and I got to see them backstage and meet the lead singer, so that was a really fun experience. Because I was a musician for the festival, I got to go backstage and meet them, so that was also fun. For Bob Livingston, the venue called me. I guess they met me at the folk conference that I went to, and so they called me and asked if I was willing to open up for him, and I was. And then Tony Ramey, I had met the venue owners at the Crawfish Festival. They heard me play, and so they had been wanting me to perform for them for a while, and it took a year before they called me and said, hey, we have a show for you. And I opened up for Tony Ramey. And both experiences were really good. I learned a lot just by watching them perform. Bob Livingston was such a great storyteller, and he was like a one-man band. He had a harmonica, a guitar, a little foot drum set, and he was a great storyteller, and I just really looked up to him for how well he performed. And then Tony Ramey was a great songwriter out of Nashville, so he had that Nashville experience, more commercial writing. And so I learned a lot about songwriting and just how to have confidence on stage whenever I opened up for him. So whenever I name my albums, I like to go back through all my lyrics of all the lyrics in the album and see what does the album, what is it about. And so with my first album, I had looked through the lyrics, and it Left Unsaid spoke out to me because the whole album was about things that were left unsaid through my life, through past experiences. So this album was more about finding my faith and becoming new again. And that was really what spoke to me whenever I was going through my lyrics, was this album is more about becoming back to new. And it's in my lyrics to the song, Love You Back to New. So I thought that one more compensated what the album was about. A lot of it had to do with my faith, my past album was more about breakups and relationships that were broken, but this one was more about finding a relationship with God and finding a better relationship with Him. And some of the songs are still about breakups or closed doors, but in the songs, if you listen to the lyrics, they're more about finding my faith through those moments. Like if I was going through a breakup, I would find God in that situation and find healing through that situation. And other ones are, more about God, like The Least of These is about looking for people who we usually overlook. So that song is more about, becoming Christ and becoming more like Christ. And Face of God is really about God, and it's on both albums. We re-recorded it for this album, and that's really a testament to my faith and my testimony. That song is about my testimony. And I think the rest are, there's a mixture of love songs in there, but even those songs are more about my faith and finding God in those situations. I think I have learned that whenever I perform, people always get something out of my songs. So I started to want to write songs about my faith, to share my faith whenever I was performing. So I wanted people to hear more about God rather than the breakups and the hardships. And they hear about them, but they also hear more about how to overcome those broken times. And so I would like people to get more about that in my songs. I want people to know more about God and how to overcome really bad situations or to find their faith when they're going through hard times. So I would really, really want them to get closer to God through listening to my music or getting to know him more through my music. I would like to keep writing music, hopefully perform more. I would like to get into bigger venues and see where it takes me. Been trying to get my music into TV shows, radio, so trying to get a wider audience is my main goal, but definitely writing more songs. My website will lead them to everything else, so if they just go to amygoloby.com, it's amygoloby.com, that will lead them to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reverb Nation, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, like everywhere. I have music everywhere, so if they just Google my name, they can find my music.
Life of trouble led you down a road of sin. Now you carry the cross of shame. You drown your sorrows in a bottle of gin. You swear you can never be the same. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new. Take away all those things you never thought you'd do. It's never too late, you're not too far gone to be the man you could have been who never went wrong. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new, love you back to new. Bad woman left you with a heart of regret. You can't trust again. You forgave, but you never could quite forget. Now you won't let me in. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new. Take away all those things you never thought you'd do. It's never too late, you're not too far gone to be the man you could have been who never went wrong. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new, love you back to new. Don't listen to the lies that say you can never go back, you can never be the same. You feel you've lost too much of your youth. Nothing could be further from the truth. No, nothing could be further from the truth. You can return to innocence. You can return to innocence. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new. Be the man you could have been, the one I always knew. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new. Take away all those things you never thought you'd do. It's never too late, you're not too far gone to be the man you could have been who never went wrong. Oh, how I wish I could love you back to new, love you back to new, love you back to new.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Christian Ogbubor. I am a board-certified family medicine physician and I currently practice medicine in Houston, Texas. PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a disorder that's quite prevalent among our military population, but it's not only those in the military that suffers from this disorder. There are people that have experienced
some traumatic events in their lives. There are people that have been abused and others that have gone through something stressful in their life that are also affected by this disorder. Sometimes if it's a military veteran who saw something in the field, they typically would tend to relive those moments over and over again. In the situation again of a military individual who saw something in the field, certain things like loud noises, certain smells can sometimes trigger the symptoms whereby they start to relive those moments that were stressful to them. Sometimes these people would tend to avoid other people, avoid crowded rooms, to keep from experiencing the symptoms of their stressors. So what is an example of post-traumatic stress disorder? A good example would be someone in the military who has gone to war and seen something on the field that is very disturbing to them or traumatizing to them. And as they leave, as they return from the field, they tend to relive these moments in their life or have triggers of things that remind them of these moments in their life. Well, there are several ways you can treat post-traumatic stress disorder. Treatment can range anywhere from just counseling by seeing a mental health specialist, a counselor who specializes in the field of treating post-traumatic stress disorder, and they can offer therapy to treat. There are also medicinal methods of treating where you can be treated with medications. So there are several ways that this disorder can be treated effectively. Another good example of PTSD is in the form of abuse. There are people who have gone through an abuse, be it physically or sexually, whereby the experience was so traumatic to them that they tend to relive it in their daily lives. These people will typically have triggers of things that can lead to them reliving that particular traumatic event in their lives. Triggers can range anywhere from particular smell, being in a crowded room, or just seeing people or things that sometimes remind them of the experience that they went through. Well, there are several arrays of symptoms that can result from suffering from this particular disorder. Anything from depression, anxiety, agitation, aggravation, and in some cases, patients who suffer from this disease may even resort to violence. We have to be as a society, we have to be very observative to people who may have risk of this particular disorder. If you know somebody that may have some silent symptoms of PTSD, depression, anxiety, having difficulties coping with others, having difficulties keeping jobs, irritable, someone who has a background that could suffer from PTSD in your family, it is very important that you encourage them to seek help, to seek medical help. Hello, I am Dr. Christian Ogbebo, and you are watching My Horns on TV.
A person can go 40 days without food, 7 days without water, 7 minutes without air, but only 1 second without hope. And if your faith was placed on the surface of the water, would it even float? If you asked me that question, there were definitely times I would say nope. I wish I could tell you I never wavered, stayed faithful and never failed. But there was a time my heart was so calloused. I remember sitting in that jail cell. God was so good, but I believed the lie that he was holding out on me. I packed my bags, ran away from home, and set out like a ship into the sea. At first it was smooth sailing. I was just sitting back enjoying the view. But then the storms began and the waves came crashing. I was drowning, there was nothing I could do. On the outside I looked alright. No one knew anything was wrong, I hid it so well. But inside I felt I was in a hole so deep, it was like I was living in hell. There was no way out. I just wanted to die. It seemed it was the only way. I had messed my life up so bad. My debt was too big for me to pay. Out of nowhere, Jesus broke through, picked me up, and to death in Hades, he took the key. He carried me up out of the grave. Thank you, God, for never giving up on me. The darkness of despair gave way to hope that shined bright like the sun. And with this I knew my life wasn't over, but had only just begun. The troubles of this world began to grow strangely dim as I turned my eyes into his wonderful face. The love of God came flooding in my soul, still sinking, but now drowning in his grace. Jesus wiped the tears away, wrapped his robe around my shoulders and said, "Son, welcome home. I gave my life to save you, took your place on the cross to pay the debt you owed. Give me all of your sin, guilt, worries, and strife, and I will exchange it for righteousness, joy, peace, and new life. We will put your life back together piece by piece. All it takes is just a little faith for life to breathe. Put your life in my hands. I'll take it, bury it, and water your mustard seed. I will always be with you through the good and the bad. I will never let you go. I will shine my light through you to give others hope, so in the darkness you will glow. And when you're hit from all sides and overwhelmed by temptation, just remember the price that was paid for you, and in me you're a new creation." This all happened over 10 years ago, but I will never forget that day. I want everyone to experience his love, and I won't stop sharing it, even when I'm old and gray. It amazes me that God still chooses to work with me in spite of all the times I spit in his face. He wants to work in your life too. Just gotta give him space. If you were to tell me God doesn't want you and believe there's no hope, I would have to stop you and say no. No matter who you are, no matter what you have done, Jesus loves you more than you will ever know. With nailed, scarred hands, Jesus is reaching out to you just like he did with me. But the question is, will you take his hand, or will you just drift off further into the sea?
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Hot TV, and we are officially on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm walking with the stars, and I'm talking with the stars, Revival Train. And what's up? How you feeling?
Oh, we feel good. We feel great. We feel blessed to be here.
Yeah. So are you actually ready for the award show tomorrow?
Well, it's been a year of preparation and collaborations, and we're optimistic that the best is going to come out of it, you know? So, yeah.
So you heard it directly from themselves. And, you know, this is just a blessing to be right here on Hollywood Boulevard. We're looking at the names, and we are feeling good, and we're just blessed. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching theCUBE, Hollywood Boulevard, Hot TV. Shout out to Malik Rashid.
Praise party, we're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, whoa. We're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, whoa. Praise party, we're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, whoa. We're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, whoa. I've got my praise turned up, my body shoes laced up, all of my problems I have put them aside. It's time to dance and sing for all the joy you bring. Oh my right now is just to be happy. Ooh. We know the battle is over. We know the battle is over. No matter what the devil says, no matter what he made a way, it's a praise party.
Yeah, let's give them praise, yo, lift them up. God bless me, I can't thank them enough. Yeah, stomp your feet, kick up some dust. Now clap your hands and body rock with us. Hey, the party's going down. Lost in sin, but now we found. Let's go. Do the two-step with a holy sound. When the praises go up, the blessings come back down.
I'm feeling like dancing, I'm feeling like singing, I'm feeling like clapping right now. I'm feeling like jumping, I'm feeling like praising, I'm feeling like, oh, what a God. Praise party, we're having a praise party, we're having a praise party. We're having a praise party, we're having a praise party, we're having a praise party.
Yeah, get right in the zone and let your light be shown. That's how we do it here at My Own Zone TV, where we're building a bridge between talent and people. Keep in mind, God is doing a thing that is new if you believe this to be true. Also, remember to follow us on our social media platforms. Subscribe, like, and share the love. See you next time.
Be the first to watch great independent Christian music videos from across the world. Life-changing messages and testimonies. Improve your physical health and well-being with tips from our medical experts. With expression of love and kindness through the gospel, we bridge the gap between the unheard and the rest of the world. Now showing on KUGB channel 28.1 Houston, Texas. My Own Zone TV. Every week, Friday 10:30 p.m., Saturday 9 p.m., Sunday 10 p.m. Don't miss it.